This is a guide to my wiring of a reverse camera, an aftermarket cheapie Chinese reverse camera onto my Mk5 2008 Golf. So once you've pulled back all the trim, and I'll link a video from someone else who shows how to do that quite well, you get to this wiring loom here, which is the useful one. So this is going to be for these, this is an Atoto reverse camera, and their leads usually has, so there's video, constant power and triggered power. For this one, the constant power has been supplied right up the front with the head unit, so I'm not going to show you constant power, but I will show you how to do triggered power, i.e. the 12 volts you need to input into the head unit. So this is for also a crappy Atoto head unit that doesn't read off the canbus, it just needs to have 12 volt input. So in any normal car you can just link that 12 volt trigger wire just to the reverse globe. It doesn't work on the Golf and a few European cars because apparently they have a canbus system, and so whilst it is 12 volts at the reverse globe when the car's off, when you turn the car on it drops to like 9 volts apparently, and that's so that it can pick up whether there's a globe out or not, and it's all integrated and clever. So I've got this to work, however, still I can get trigger 12 volt power from the back here in this wiring loom, but you've got to do a few little things. So once you expose this wiring loom, the two cables that you'll need, there's one that is, just get that to focus, blue and black, and that's your reverse trigger, but that's the one that drops to 9 volts when the car's on, and so it won't work just by itself. And then the other one that you need is over here, and it's this sort of purple and black, and you can see the colours maybe a bit better down in here. Well, it's not showing up great, but it's purple and black, and that's actually accessory 12 volt power. So just talking you through this sort of a pretty rough looking hitch. So this is the constant black and purple 12 volt, and that's split off here, this little splitter splicer that I've put in, and that's bringing out this red cable here. So that's our constant 12 volt power. Our black and blue cable, our reverse wire, the one that's going to unfortunately drop to 9 volts, that I've just done a different sort of splice where it's coming into here, and then I've patched that with the green one back to continue on all the way up to the reversing light. And then over here I've got a relay, and I'll show you the box for the relay and the pin out. So it's just this, where does it say? It's a 12 volt 30 amp relay. And so what we've done, comparing this and this, is at the input we have the 12 volt power, so that's pin 30 down the bottom, that's our purple and black cable. At our ground is ground, and I'll show you where that's attached to, and our switch input is our reversing cable that drops to 9 volts, and that's okay because the relay can deal with the 9 volt, it can deal with a weaker signal, it's still going to turn the relay on, and then we're going to connect, that relay will connect our 12 volt accessory power to our pink trigger wire. So I'll show you at the relay now. So here's the relay here, and so looking at that 12 o'clock position, you can see that pink wire, so that's connected to that's the trigger wire, that'll go all the way through to my camera, and that trigger wire is connected via the big long cable with the camera that goes all the way to the head unit. So following that pink wire, following the pink wire comes to this here, and then this black cable will go all the way down the front back to the head unit. So that's our trigger switch at 12 o'clock. At 9 o'clock there, that little green patch that's coming in, that's our blue and black, which is the weak 9-volt cable that's coming from to the reverse light. Blue and black. I'm sorry, I can't quite make that show up. Blue and black. Blue and black. So that's coming into our 9 o'clock. Into our 3 o'clock position there is ground. And so I've just spliced a few ground wires. There's ground to the camera, and also this ground wire connects off into here, up against the chassis. And then finally, at 6 o'clock is our switched 12 volts, which is coming off this splice that I've put in here on the purple and black. And that's just a splice. See, that goes all the way along there and then comes through this blue box, also out to my red. So again, what happens here at the relay is when the 9 o'clock picks up the weak little 9-volt signal, it turns this relay on, which connects the 6 o'clock through to the 12 o'clock, and then we get 12 volts to the camera, and it all works at the front with your crappy old school sort of Chinese third-party head units.